Hose with feelings.
Hose with feelings.
Hose with feelings.
Hose with feelings. With Karolena Theresa
and Melissa Rich.
I'm Karolena Theresa.
And I'm Melissa Rich.
And we're Hose with feelings. And I'm pregnant.
Oh my God.
By the time this comes out, I'll be 7 months pregnant, which is next week. I'll be 7 months pregnant next week.
Jesus Christ.
And I feel like I've been keeping a secret because not a lot of people know that I'm pregnant.
I know. Well, it was, I don't know. It's
a mistake.
So personal. A surprise.
A surprise.
A great surprise.
Yeah.
A great surprise. But I think it's so personal to
For me,
when you want to share, how you want to share. Like, and I think it's fun that you've talked about it on stage.
Yeah, I talked about it on stage once though. And then I never talked about it again.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then I just suffered in silence for a little bit there.
I know.
And now I'm just like, it's happening. It's 7 months in, almost 7 months in, and it's happening. I think I also was in shock just because I never thought I would be pregnant. I never like necessarily planned for it. And now I'm pregnant, and I just think that it's a crazy thing to choose. I've always thought it was a crazy thing to choose. I see a pregnant lady walking down the street, and I say, okay, she must be rich.
I know. Financially, it is a wild choice.
I say, if I see a pregnant lady in the street, I'm like, oh, she's paying for her snacks at the movie theater.
Right.
She got money.
Right. You're wealthy. You're not bringing in.
Yeah, you're not bringing in your bodega sandwich.
Yeah. Here's the thing is people do it all the time. You grew up here.
I grew up here and it was fine.
You're fine.
It was
fine.
I would even say I had a great childhood.
I think you did, based on what I've seen, all the evidence. It's not impossible. I mean, we're told it's expensive, and it is. And I think you can do it expensive for sure.
I mean, it's
I mean, are you going to be sending them to like a preschool that's like for, future oligarchs?
I would love to. See, that's the problem.
No,
I
they're
want
going to be
child
evil.
To do that. No, I won't.
Okay.
I want my kid to be really smart, and I want to send them to the best schools, and I want them to go to an Ivy League school, and I want them. No, I know, but I want to be insane.
Okay, sure.
I love my baby. It's a boy. I'm having a boy.
I'm just saying you can do it a little more normal. Okay, or don't.
I mean, I'm going to have to, but I'm going to try to make it so that he's fancy. I want your kid to be friends
with like Elon Musk and Grimes' child, but I also think that he could have more grounded, I don't know, whatever.
I mean,
all I'm saying is like you can do it. Yes, I think you should pay $70,000 a year for your kid's preschool.
I will,
but you don't have to.
I don't have to, and I also I want it homeschooled. I'm gonna have my mom homeschool it.
Oh my God, I would love to homeschool
not forever,
your kid.
Just as long as possible. Probably to like kindergarten. I want him to hit kindergarten and just be miles ahead of everyone else.
Oh, I love that.
My mom was a kindergarten teacher, so
yeah,
I want him to get to kindergarten and be like, oh, I think we have to put him in second grade.
Your baby's gonna be a genius. There's no question about it. First of all, Hamadeh's really smart.
Hamadeh's really smart.
Hamadeh's very smart. You are very smart.
I'm lying. I'm not street smart.
You're going to have to, make sure he's good at math.
Hamadeh can do that. Hamadeh's
exactly.
really good at math. I'm really bad.
And I'm bad at math, so I can't help there.
But it's just been scary. I think because I had a miscarriage before, that made me not want to tell anyone because I was like, for a long time, scared that it wasn't going to go all the way. And then also just like, I think me mentally just like, I'm 21 in my mind.
It has certainly felt like a teen pregnancy to me.
Thank you. Thank you. It's like I'm worried about freshman year.
Right. But I have to say, I don't know if you agree, we're in a much better position than the first one. First time we were like real teens.
Yes, we were real teens.
When you told me this time, I was like, she's so ready. She's so right. I did feel that.
Ready for what, bitch?
You were ready. It's like 2 years later, you were ready. Like, you can do it. You can get it together. 100%. I had all the faith in the world when you told me. I was not panicked, except for, the activities that we had done, like all you can eat sushi, when we didn't know that you were pregnant.
Yeah.
That was a bit.
I also didn't know that I was pregnant for about 12 weeks.
Right.
For a good bit there. And so I was not acting pregnant for that
that happens all the
Little stretch.
time.
I know
I'm sure
everyone says that.
everyone does that. Everyone turns out fine.
My friend Lily was like, crackheads have babies all the time. I was like, Lily, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Please do not talk to me about crackheads having babies from the
Right.
suburbs of Boston. I will kill you.
Yeah.
I will kill you.
That's a choice to compare.
Yeah.
No, I think that you were like preparing, even if you didn't realize it, you were kind of like preparing and wanting it.
I think so, but all of that was in the back of my mind. So
I know it wasn't like right at the time where you were like, now I'm ready, I want it. It was still a surprise.
No, but because it was in the back of my mind, I think I was in denial for a long time. Not that I was pregnant, but just denial that like
it was happening.
It's happening. I have to like, my life is going to change. I do not like that. Because think about it, when I got married, I was like, I didn't think about how my life would change. And then once I was married and my life did change, I was like annoyed.
Right.
Well,
I don't think you can ever anticipate the change before it happens. Like, I didn't think I got a dog. I didn't think I was going to like change internally. I rearranged my entire
inside. An animal does that to you.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
You never know until, so like, yeah, I do think you took getting married very lightly. I remember thinking that. I was like, yeah, she's gonna have some surprises. But
I was like, whatever, this seems like it'll be fun.
Yeah, and it worked out. It's been fun. But I don't know. I think you have a great support system. You have a 3-bedroom apartment. You have an amazing partner. Your parents are so into
my parents
taking
have
care of
abandoned me. They are in St. Lucia.
Temporarily. But they're going to be at your house nonstop.
Yeah.
Taking care of that baby.
Also, this has been a pregnancy, like it has not been easy. It has not. I have gestational diabetes, which is pregnant purple diabetes. I have to take insulin 5 times a day. Every time I eat, and then once in the morning and then once in the night, separate from breakfast and dinner. So that's 5 times a day. I have high blood pressure, which I've always had. Well, it's like, what's it in my genes?
What?
Like having high blood pressure.
Genetically.
Genetic, right?
Yeah.
I have that. I'm high risk because of those 2 things. I've been to the hospital multiple times. The first time because I went into anaphylactic shock from having shrimp.
Here's the thing. I think that everyone has been aware of your shellfish allergy on the podcast and how, you have triumphed over it.
But I think the pregnancy triumphed over my triumph.
Period.
And has X'd it out. So now I'm back to being allergic to shrimp.
shellfish. Yeah.
And then I went to the hospital another time.
That was tough to see because, it was panic and just seeing your face like that, knowing that you were in the hospital. It was crazy.
In like, it was so scary.
It
But
was
plus I'm
so
pregnant. I didn't know
scary.
what it was going to do to my baby. Like, that was crazy. Then I went to the hospital
remember
again
being
for my
out and
sugars.
being like, what? I looked.
You should have seen Hamade's face when I woke Hamade up. Like, you have to take me to the hospital. And I just remember him like opening his eyes and looking at me and being like trying to blink away how bad I looked. And I was like, I think I'm getting to the hospital now.
Insane.
Yeah, I've been to the hospital like 4 times since I've been. Yes, 5 times since I've been pregnant. The last time I had my gallbladder taken out.
The gallbladder thing, that's when I was like,
if it wasn't inappropriate, I would lift up my dress and show my scars.
I know. And I was really upset about that because it was just like, she, A, did not need that. B, like, a surgery.
A full
surgery.
Also, that was the most painful thing I've ever experienced in my life.
It seemed like it. It really seemed like it.
I was like laying on the hospital bed like,
yeah,
like screaming in pain, twisting, like contorting like you see on TV, like,
yeah.
It was really bad.
It seemed really bad. I was at least like, okay, this is probably the first like buzz you've gotten since you got pregnant, getting to go on
but
pain
it wasn't
pills.
Even cool. Like, it wasn't even, it didn't even hit well because it was literally to like get me away from this pain.
Right.
So it wasn't even like, and it put me to sleep so quickly too. So it was like, And I could feel it because an IV situation, when they hit you with that IV, you're like in mid-sentence, like,
yeah.
And then you wake up and you're like,
I
okay.
love getting put to sleep. When I froze my eggs, I was like, I wish every night that somebody would come in and just. I mean, I feel like that's kind of how I fall asleep anyway. Like I never remember exactly when I fall asleep because I'm just watching TV. But like, it's a really gorgeous feeling.
It's different. It's more of like it's like you fall to the ground lightly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
Like a little
But
feather
you're
touching
on
the ground. But
Yep.
you're down there and it's soft.
It feels awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The bed is soft. Yeah.
Love that.
But my leg, I feel so, I was, putting on I'm wearing a pregnancy belt right now.
Oh, you are?
A belly band to like hold me up and like get me nice.
Yeah.
The brand is called Mom Cozy.
Mom Cozy.
And that like freaks me out.
Well, like,
do you know what I mean though?
Is Rihanna going to start a baby brand or what? Like, you guys are pregnant at the same time. How fun is that?
I know, that is so fun. She's very inspiring.
It's
and
so
I have
inspiring.
not been
But it's
posting
like-
my fits, but I have been pulling some cute fits.
I know. Well, I think for the launch, for the post, you got to start showing. This dress is really cute.
I'm obsessed with this dress. The arms come off. You can pull these strings and then the arms come off. I like a convertible piece.
Yeah.
And this was from, it's a British brand and there was no extra tariff.
What's up with that? I don't understand what's going to be tariffed and what is not.
Because it's like, it's not about where, like this is British. I'm assuming it's made somewhere in Europe because if it was made in China but it came from England, you would get tariffed. Yeah.
Okay.
I saw it on TikTok this morning. Facts. Coming to you live.
Oh, I am entertaining some English people, and the fact that I'm here in these bright lights, would love to be wearing sunglasses. Love to Gabby Windy put on my sunnies.
You can if you want to.
I know
I'll put
I
my
might.
sunglasses on.
It's so bright. But we haven't talked about tariffs, so I don't know if they're
real.
Yeah, okay.
They're real. They're happening. They're here. But I think it's good for us. I mean, okay, maybe it's not good for everyone because it is going to we are all going to get poorer right now with the way that things are. And it's like, I feel the panic of everyone else being like, it's a recession indicator. Everything is a recession indicator.
Lady Gaga new
We're
album.
all going to be poor.
I wore a blazer today.
Yeah. Oh, what is it? Conservative dressing is back.
Well, yeah, because
That's
it's
a
you
part of
wear
the
your
recession
work clothes
indicator.
out. Yeah, it's like you're wearing less. You have less outfits.
I don't
It's
know
so
if
sad.
that's what it
But
is.
I'm like, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
No, I don't think that's
That's
what
why
it is.
girl like business wear in the club.
Was that why we did that?
Well, I think it's just kind of like people's moods
Very
or
millennial.
whatever. You know what I
business wear in the
mean?
club.
That's a recession indicator. I want to say
Everything's a recession
platforms.
indicator.
I know. Everyone's saying everything's a recession
Platforms are a recession indicator. I can agree with that.
I think so.
No. Actually, platforms are fine. Platform wedge, hiss. I do not. I'm sorry.
I'm sure I could get behind the right platform wedge.
It's got to be very specific. Very specific. There's a lot of platform wedges out there, especially the raffia ones, the straw platform wedge.
Those are bad.
Those traumatize me. I have real big problems with those, and I have an issue with people wearing them to formal occasions.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you?
Well, it's a very specific girl.
It is a
wearing
specific girl, and then that makes me back off a little and say, well, we don't know what she's been through.
Yeah.
And we do know where she's from.
We sure do.
And sometimes we can't blame her for the choices
And
that
we
she
sure do.
makes. But this makes me want to talk about did you read the West Village girl?
I did.
I
did.
The New Yorker did an
New York
article
Magazine,
about
Brock Collier. Yeah.
and that makes me think about fashion and style and how that also is it said the uniform is
It's
jeans,
aesthetically upsetting.
a white tank, slicked back hair,
Yeah, it's
an
athleisure.
Aritzia puffer.
Yes, it's Aritzia. It is not fun, and it's very homogenous. I think anytime a homogenous group takes over an area or
one of
a
the
club,
girls
it's
in the-
really
One of the
not
girls
fun
in the
to see.
article, the quote is something like, "We all look alike. We're all dressed the same, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's community." And I said, "Oh,
There is some element of they are having fun, and how fun would it be for us to get together
it's
3 nights a week
community.
for boozy dinners? Honestly, it's I think it's the pendulum swinging from everyone being so online. Like these girls want to meet up, they want to be friends. Here, it is making, to me, it's making New York, which is generally kind of like inaccessible, accessible for, you know, girls who have just graduated from college in Wisconsin or wherever to go and bring their Stanley Cups, no offense, to
I'm pregnant.
West
If I was not
Village.
pregnant, I would not be carrying this cup around.
That's fine.
But I will tell you right now, I was influenced by TikTok.
What the
By
article,
other pregnant bitches, though.
of course, but what the article did not talk about is the absolutely rancid men in that neighborhood as well. It's just like Murray Hill expanding. It's like,
But they
kids
touched on
who are
them. They
young.
said, one girl said, we're girls and they're boys. We have our dinners and they have their dinners.
Yeah, and I don't want to see a group of men dining together ever,
I don't
especially
mind
at
to
that
see men
age.
dining
no,
together.
when they're all in vests. To me, the West
What about
Village
when
guys,
Frank and his
it's like
friends go
a
to
wall. It's like a wall of like these tall guys who have no spatial awareness, taking up the entire sidewalk, walking, talking like that, all wearing vests and whatever.
Agreed. I hear you. That is
Hate
creepy.
it.
So what
That
do we
bothers
do?
me more. Okay.
Should we go to the West
No,
Village more?
it just has to phase out. Well, yeah, probably. But it's like
Should we fight them?
the businesses are changing, like all of that. It's completely unavoidable.
Yeah, in the article they're talking about it's like Frankie's
Everything
bikinis.
is right, and like
and, like,
jewelry
that
stores that
jewelry
wear like
brand.
really fine gold chains
Where
and
everyone
weird
looks
rings.
this. It makes me a little sad because
It's very sad, obviously.
it makes me a little sad because they talk a lot about like Sex in the City and how these girls are watching Sex in the City and they're
Well,
coming
yeah, it's the neighborhood. There's no better
to
like
New York
backdrop.
for Sex in the City, but Miranda, Carrie,
First of all,
Samantha,
they lived uptown.
Charlotte, none of them all dressed alike and looked alike.
Yep.
They were four different women
Yeah.
with four different jobs, perspectives, and outfits.
Yeah.
And that was like the best part of Sex and the City was the fashion. And these girls have no fashion.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to say they have no fashion. It's like, who am I to say what's fashion and what's not fashion? But I would say, I can confidently say that I have my own personal style.
Yep.
And I don't want to attack anyone for not having their own personal style, but it is weird to me to brag about
To copy
dressing like
paste.
everybody else.
Yeah.
Like when they're going out at night and they're wearing the full black skirt, black top,
boots,
black
yeah.
boots. And I'm
You
like,
don't want to go out looking identical to your friends, but if that's how they're finding community, I'm like, okay. It's just like a lack of creativity. It's non-creative people living in a space that has generally been very creative. And I'm
And
not going to
that's-
call them like, say they're completely not creative, but if you're like dressing the same as everyone else, you're not expressing yourself in the, I don't know.
and the
I'm
matcha latte and the.
I know. And like, I get it. You want to be young. You want to experience it. This might be mean and I'm sorry, but in Sex and the City, those were for New York women. Those were like New Yorkers. Even if they weren't born here, whatever, I think you can say those
Yes.
girls were New York.
They were New York
If-
and they were more respectful, although they did have their moments, but they were more respectful and more appreciative of
That's exactly
New
it.
York as a city. And they
I
didn't want
don't-
to change it and make it into their college campus.
And if you come here from college, not really wanting to experience New York, you want to come to like the West Village and just hang out with the girls who are in your sorority, it actually has major implications. And you are not really a New York resident. Like, you are a tourist. You're
Well,
a tourist
to me, it
for
feels
2
like
years.
You want to come to New York and whitewash it, which
Exactly.
it's like, babe, that's not what
It's
this
not
place
respectful.
is. But there's also just not what this place is. Like, what's the point of coming here and only living that life? I mean, I don't know.
You can day drink anywhere because it does feel like a movie set.
Does
the
that
West
feel like
Village
a
does.
movie?
Yeah. West Village is the most
I gotta go
magical
over
neighborhood.
there.
Are you kidding? Well,
I haven't been
first
there
of
in a
all,
minute.
I mean, I'm part of the problem too. I will say, being my first job being the Sex and the City bus tour.
Yeah.
It came, whatever, like more
But
people
you
found out
give
about
me more
it.
Sex
but
in the City
Yeah, of course. Well, no, I'm not like
in general. Like, you have
I'm just saying
that.
the exposure of the neighborhood. Like there's levels and levels and levels of it.
Like, we cannot say that like New York is not going to have transplants. People are going to come here, but the reason
I
why
am a
people
transplant.
came here was to be creative.
Be creative and
Was-
contribute to the community too.
Yeah.
Like if you're just day drinking, like you can truly do that anywhere.
Literally,
It does not have to be, in a historical, gorgeous neighborhood.
It's very like somebody said. I saw it on TikTok. This girl, she said the Epcotification of New York. And I was like, that's what
Totally.
it is. It's like a little game. No, like a little amusement park.
But that's, you're a tourist. You're coming here to like experience and like use the resources and leave your mark in a.
But they don't leave a mark.
Yes, they do. Everything is a solid core. Look at the businesses in the West Village. They are now being catered to the community.
And Williamsburg, yeah.
Oh my God, Williamsburg has an Hermes store.
Yeah.
What the fuck is up with that?
The Chanel too.
It's just psycho. And like, honestly, a lot of stuff in New York is catered to tourism, which obviously you have to like, that brings in money to the city and whatever. But yeah, it really has implications when you take over. But it's like
kind of sad because it makes it feel like we're losing our sauce. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like
totally.
The West Village was where they had Stonewall. And like it was a revolution. Like there was a revolution happening there at one point. And now it's just like, but the other part of it is I do like some of those restaurants. That's it. And I think that's my inner basic girl. You know what I mean?
No, I don't even think it's basic. I do really
love Olia Epui?
Yeah.
The Italian restaurant. Oh my God. I love it.
I mean, yeah, it's just like harder to go to any of them now.
Yeah.
And like, that's sometimes not even their fault. It's like social media's fault. It's whatever. And like a lot of the businesses, especially on Bleecker, were closing down anyway. Like not able to function just because rents got so high. And that was more like when Andy Cohen moved in, when like celebrities started like really being there, because it was very not that. It was working class. It was, you know, it was a nightlife neighborhood. I don't ever think
of them, that part of the city as working class.
Well, maybe not working class, but like, I think I have a different perspective too, because my best friend Stephanie grew up there.
Yeah.
And I see her community and like, it's not the money. And now they're like
really
fighting to stay there. I mean, they're fine, but like that's the rarity. But I think that's the real beauty of it. And like my old lady friend who owned Rivoli's Pizza, which is now Fellini Coffee Place and whatever, she cashed out and I'm really, really happy for her. But it's like a lot of like that neighborhood where it didn't feel moneyed. It felt, you know.
Well, but it all feels moneyed now.
That's like 4 West Villages ago.
But you know what it makes me think of? Like, okay, West Village, but then to combat West Village, Melissa got me flowers for Mother's Day because I'm going to be a mother.
Period.
There's like your neighborhood, the Dime Square, the like,
and that's embarrassing as well.
Girls, what
even calling it Dime Square instead of Chinatown is whitewashing.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, luckily, like on my end of town,
I prefer a Dime Square over a West Village moment.
Yeah, of course.
And that's, I don't know.
There's still individuality.
Yeah.
There's some not. There's definitely through lines.
Copying,
there's, you know, Nolita Dirtbag does it well where, you know, you can see the.
Yeah. But I would rather.
The indicators. But yeah, it's a lot better.
To me, I think it's a lot better. But also it is the. But we had Murray Hill, I will say, and maybe I'm aging myself.
Murray Hill's just now in Greenpoint and the West Village. I think they're just kind of like, it's the same community kind of experience.
Yeah, but I'm saying for some reason, I did not think at the time when I was like fresh out of college, moved back to New York, to my home city, that the Murray Hill people were like, I don't know. I felt less intimidated. Not that I'm intimidated by the West Village people, but I guess it's like less scary. Because it was kind of like, okay, Murray Hill is a place for the white people to go and white.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like, we are here, we want to white here, and we're going to white here. And if you want to be an alternative white, you're going to go to Brooklyn or you're going to be on the Lower East Side.
Mm-hmm.
But the West Village, because of its history, for the white people that were like 10 years ago gonna go be in Murray Hill,
I know,
to now be in the West Village.
The history
is like, I think that's what it is. That's what like fucks it up, because it's like gentrification is always gonna be here, unfortunately. And I'm just at the point where I'm like, please, Lord, don't let them come over to my neighborhood. Even though the gays did buy up the gay rave place.
Where were we?
Yeah,
on New Year's Eve.
We were at a gay rave in East New York, which is where I live. And East New York is what I would consider ungentrified Brooklyn.
And what did you, I was already in there. The line was long. I was like, just go to the door and figure it out. Go to the door and figure it out. And what did you say?
I said, in the name of gentrification, you cannot make me wait on this line with all these white people. And I'm sorry. I can't. East New York is El barrio, okay? Okay, you're not gonna make me wait online with all these white people. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, for sure.
Not that I grew up there, because to be honest, I did grow up in Queens. But I live here, and that building has been my family for years.
You came home from the hospital to that building. That's your family's building.
Exactly. That is a part of like my life, heritage, whatever.
And you're gonna bring your baby home to that. I know. That's so cute. I feel like we didn't get deep into it. I do feel like I have had, I don't know, like I think, and we're seeing this kind of on Summer House too. Like Lindsay is like so fun and pregnant, and Paige is like so easy with her now because she's pregnant. I feel like our friendship has like deepened and become like so cute with you being pregnant, because I'm just so into it.
You
and it's
are
so fun.
I think my friends
and
are
I'm
more
excited
into
to be
it than
front
I am
row.
at points.
I'm excited to see front row how it's gonna be.
Yeah,
I would love to be in the delivery room.
I would love for you to be there. I actually don't think you'll get on my nerves.
I think I would be a perfect person in the delivery room, because
think you would be great.
And when it gets serious, like I zero in and I have no emotions or distractions.
I also just feel like
I'll
as a Black woman, I
hard.
need to make sure that there's someone there to advocate for me, which is why it's really important to me. Like my midwife, I went to college with my midwife. We played on the same rugby team. Just by chance, I found her on the NYU Langone app, and I was like, I'm going to go with her. So that's my biggest fear. I have so much fear and anxiety around birth because of the mortality rate for Black women giving birth and all that's like, we be dying. It is
the most
It's a
horrendous,
sad statistic. Look what happened to Serena Williams. Serena Williams, millionaire star athlete, almost died giving birth because they would not listen to her. They would not listen to her.
So fucked up.
And it happens all the time. And I'm so terrified of that I just want to I'm like, yeah, I need Siobhan, who's my midwife. I would love to have a Melissa as well.
If they let me in.
I need to make sure that I'm covered, because what happened with me with the gallbladder surgery, I think I was fine. Obviously, my sister's a nurse. So I feel, I got a cousin that's a doctor and a sister that's a nurse. I feel covered in the sense that I could call them and talk to them. And my sister was like, we need to be doing this. We need to be doing that. My cousin was like, okay, did they do this? Do they do that?
Right.
But I just feel so nervous about that part.
I know.
That's why I think it was hard for me to tell people I was pregnant, because I have so much. That's when my Virgo side really just starts to chew me the fuck up. Because my Virgo side was like, all of these bad things could happen. All of these things have happened. You're not having a beautiful TikTok pregnancy. And sorry, I'm not.
Which is unrealistic for a lot of people.
Of course, but you know me. I fantasize.
Of course. And I wanted you to have a really easy, breezy pregnancy. You deserve that. It's so unfair, but as I've said, you've handled it so well.
I know.
The diet, everything.
The diet is crazy. I've only gained 6 pounds since I've become pregnant. Literally.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Because
she's eating literally meat, vegetables.
That's anything that is low carb, low sugar.
And she has to have the thing on and check her insulin nonstop.
I can check my blood sugar all the time. It's honestly been, and that worries me. I'm sitting there, I'm worried about that. I'm worried about all these things. It's just so worrisome. And I just feel how are everyone, I look at these girls, they're younger than me.
I know.
They're I'm 26 years old and I'm 20 weeks pregnant.
Well, sure. Everything's
I'm 20
easier.
weeks pregnant, and this is my nursery. It's done. And you're like.
Well, because she's probably stay-at-home girlfriend or whatever. You know what I mean?
Wife.
People are coming at this from a lot of different areas, and it's really unfair. A book that I thought was really good. I don't know if you should read it while you're pregnant necessarily, but Sarah Hoover's The Mother Load. Postpartum, everything. There's so much that you have to do, especially, and it is a major medical surgery or situation, beyond.
Girl.
It's stretched over for 10 months, and then a major thing happens to your body, and your body is not well.
They do a lot of Asian countries.
I love that.
They get a whole
40
month,
days.
or 40 days of just straight, like you're if you can't afford to go to one of those centers,
I want to go to a center.
your mother,
I want to
your
go to a
family
center.
comes in, you do not cook, you do not clean, you don't do anything but lay in the bed. Your family brings you food, you take care of your baby, you breastfeed. Everyone is just like, they spend that time nourishing you back to health, letting you bond with your baby.
Yep.
And that is what I plan to do.
Yes.
I will not be cooking or cleaning. I will not be, up at night, stressed out, sad. Like, I'm going to try to make it so that everything that I do is like enjoyment and easy, because first of all, the pregnancy has been hard.
Yep.
I am sensitive. I have, Parker said to me, my nephew, he's 12.
An angel.
He goes, Titi, I don't know how you do it. If I was pregnant, I would cry every day. I said, I cry every day. I cry every day. I cry every day, and I'm going to keep crying, okay?
I'm going to keep crying.
Okay? So trust me, this has been stressful. I'm not about to be, no. No, I want my mom and my dad in the house. My tia Elcida's coming from Guatemala to help me with the baby. I will not be stressing myself more than I have to.
Yeah.
I can't afford a night nurse. Guess what? I can afford a ticket from Guatemala to New York for TLC to help me.
Yep.
My parents will be there. We're keeping a bed in the baby's room so that there is a bed for an adult to sleep in that room for 2 adults, Sandra and Dulles.
The baby will be with you for the first
The baby will be with me, but they will have to get up and help me with that baby in the nighttime.
Yes.
I'm not playing with these hoes.
You are so lucky that you will have that. That's what I'm saying. You're
prepared.
You're prepared.
I am thankful. I do not feel prepared, but I am very thankful. And I feel like I obviously, like, Hamide is God's gift, and I have to treat him better than the way that I've been treating him. I gotta do better.
Listen, that's the hormones. That's whatever.
He deserves a good wife, and I'm a devil.
You're a good wife. Devil.
I am a she-devil.
Yeah, but that's part of it.
Anger.
Well,
it's called pregnancy rage.
I have pregnancy rage too.
You do?
I'm not pregnant. So Hamide's taking everything in stride in a really great way. He's not, he is not saying you're being crazy, you're whatever.
Yes, he is. Sometimes he does say it. Yes, he does say it sometimes. He says sometimes he's like, babe, you're being crazy. I'm like,
okay, well, he's saying it in a nice way. It's not like he's not tolerating it.
He's not like yelling at me or anything.
He's taking everything in stride. He's saying you're doing a good job.
He did say that.
He's giving you encouragement. It's very sweet.
It is very sweet. He is like being such a good, like, he's going to be such a good
Because this is literally all he's wanted.
I know.
I remember at one point you first got married and you were like, I want a turtle. I'm going to get a turtle as a pet. I'm like, what did Hamide say? And you were like, he wants a baby. I was like,
I will one day have a turtle as a pet. I will one day have a turtle.
Sure.
I'll have a turtle.
Yeah, I could see your kid being into turtles and stuff.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, it's not about him. It's my turtle.
Sure. Well, I'm sure he'll be also wanting to play with the turtle.
It'll be my turtle.
He's like, I want a baby.
I want a baby. And I was like, whatever, it's fine.
Oh God.
He can.
I mean, this is his dream. He's so happy, and
he's working so hard to like make everything nice. Like, we're doing renovations, and like we have all these plans.
Yeah. When does the kitchen renovation start?
June.
Okay. That's the only thing that when you told me that, I was like, huh.
Cutting it close.
Let's make sure that's done.
Well, there's nothing I can do about it.
I know.
I know. Wait for Alan.
I know, Alan.
My contractor, who's
chop,
also
chop, Alan.
my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
And what am I going to do? Push him? Rush him?
Yeah. No, absolutely not. Not for that price. Not for the discount. Wait, I want to say too, I wanted to think of more questions, but I'm just like, honestly, my Explore page, because I've been sending you so much pregnancy stuff, I'm getting a lot of pregnancy stuff. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I don't have that many questions, but one question that you brought up that I thought was really good came from Pooja, our friend who's a hilarious comedian, and she said, can you reach your pussy to masturbate?
Yeah, I said, because I'm saying I'm not horny right now. And I think
it goes
person.
Either way. Either you get like not horny, or some pregnant girls are like super horny.
That's what everyone's saying to me. They're like, I heard when you're pregnant, you're so horny. I'm like, I do not feel horny. I feel fat and gassy, and I just don't feel sexy. My fucking areolas are this fucking big.
We were looking that up the other night. Do the areolas go back or not? It seems to be a mixed bag.
Literally this big right now.
Yeah.
That's how fucking, and it's for the baby so he can see it and latch onto it. But I'm not in the, like, I just don't feel sexy.
But a lot of the girls on Reddit were like, they went back. And they laugh. They go, ha ha ha, it's okay. They go back. They're all like laughing about it. And then some are like, mine never did. And they're like screaming from the depths of hell.
I just don't feel sexy. But I do sometimes get horny in the sense where it's like, I want to masturbate and orgasm. And I was telling Pooja that, and Pooja goes, well, can you reach? And I was like, it's not that fucking big, bitch. Like,
that's so funny.
And then everybody was laughing, and she's like, what? It's a real question. Yeah, the girls, I also think, like, it would be one thing if I was pregnant and like living in the suburbs and like all my friends were married and having babies.
Well,
and
no,
like,
we're like, this is an anthropological experience for all of us. We're like, what is it like?
Yeah, I live here. I live in the city.
Yeah.
I live with most of my friends are creatives, and the kids, they're not married. The kids are far, far away for them, or they don't want them at all, which, like, respect. Okay. Yeah. Like, they have no idea what's going on. Michelle Adana said, I showed her a picture of the baby in the sonogram, and he was like, it looked like he was sucking his thumb. She goes, but what about the umbilical cord? How's he gonna eat? I was like, what do you mean? She goes, how's he gonna eat? I was like, that's you so think funny. The baby's umbilical cord is in his mouth?
What did she just thought belly buttons were like aesthetic.
She thought it went from my belly button to his mouth.
Oh.
I was like, he's not an alien. It feels like he is, but he's not.
He's not.
That's not how that works, babe.
I mean, all of it is very alien. It's so crazy.
I can feel him moving inside of me now.
It's so wild. What do they say in Sex and the City? You're growing a tiny penis inside of you.
Yeah,
that's
I hate
so
that.
sci-fi.
I hate that. I don't even like men.
I know.
I barely like men.
Well,
like
he might
I
be
barely
gay.
like.
He might be gay.
He might be gay. He's not going to be gay.
You say this.
I say this because I don't. God is not going to give me a gay son. I've wanted a gay son since I was a little girl.
I know.
He's not going to give me a gay son. He's like, everybody gets a gay son but Karolena. Everybody gets a gay son but Karolena, because I've wanted it too bad. I know it. Like, would that be perfect for me? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I know. When is it going to be like IVF? You can choose gay guy. I want a
I'm sure that's coming.
Gay.
Well,
side.
You know what? With this current administration, not anytime soon.
That's true.
Okay,
that's true. I don't know. I mean,
they don't want us to have any fun.
But they are like IVF people.
Yeah.
I was nervous about that because I froze my eggs in November.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, let me get that in before. Because I was like, who knows if that's going to be whatever. But then like, and we were talking about it like at the place. And she was like, you know, like she was like very much not a Trump supporter. She was like, it seems in this instance, this is kind of good for us. Like he seems to be supportive of IVF and egg freezing and shit. And I was kind of like, okay. It still feels crazy because what if they were like, throw out all the eggs in Midtown? I'd be like, okay. You never know.
You never know, and God knows.
And
it's like every day.
Wild to think, because I'm like, who's actually watching that freezer too? Just in general, I'm kind of like, what's up with that?
To be pregnant and to know that I'm bringing a life into this world, and every day when I wake up and I check my phone and I see the email from the New York Times and it's like, this is what's going on today. And it's like,
you should just start playing the daily like into your belly so he comes out a little versed and knows what he's getting into.
I want him to live easy for a first couple.
Yeah, don't
you know
tell
what I mean?
him anything.
I want him to chill out for a little bit, but I can't chill out. I was with some of the girls at the park and we were sitting on a blanket and Blair goes, you know, he fired all these people from the weather, so now we don't have accurate weather. And I just went, ah! Just like, I was like, kill me, just kill me now.
Just kill me now.
Every single day, every single hour, there's like another fucked up thing that he is doing or the administration is doing that I'm like, fuck.
Well, and now it's this kind of weird thing where it's like, I feel like everyone is doing that, but everyone is also like checking out because it's too much to kind of just like
you
live.
have to kind of disassociate.
And it's just kind of like, okay, like where is the Democratic Party? Like,
which is why those girls that come from the West Village, the West Village girls, they irritate me because they're like, yeah, I'm just going to be here for like a couple years.
That's
and then
what
I'm going to go
saying.
to, I'm going to go back to the suburbs of New
That's
Hampshire.
the tourist mentality where you come in, You don't contribute to your community. You're not building a life here. You're just like
That's the
changing
tea. They're
a
not
neighborhood.
building a life here.
There's a difference. And like, I am a transplant. I'm not, whatever. But like, when I moved here, I was like, I want to stay here. I broke up with that boyfriend. I was like, I'm going to start like building and growing a community that I could see like my long-term life with. But that's not the mentality. It's I'm going to come here for 2 years, meet a guy in finance and move, probably back to wherever or, Connecticut or something.
What's but then also in that article they had like women who were like talking about what it was like during that like Sex and the City era, the actual time.
Period. They were like, there's blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Meat packing.
And then I saw someone on TikTok say, "Oh, well, it's just like older mean girls."
It's always gonna be that.
It's like I don't think they were necessarily being mean. Like, look, I'm older, but like younger than those women, and I'm telling you right now, like it is hard to swallow. It is hard to watch when you're not a part of that. Also, because it is very
loud.
Loud.
It is loud.
But it's also very like, it's like you can't sit with us. Like in order to be a part of that, you have to look, act, and behave like that.
Right. Like they're saying like this is our community, but it's like a weird inclusive community.
It's a weird
that also has a very
looks like
high price point as well.
Yeah, but
these
you
girls
also
are
only
not
look like
paying
each
cheap
other.
rent.
They're not paying cheap rent.
And
Listen.
you're the workout classes are not cheap, the blowouts are not cheap, whatever else they're doing. Like, I don't know.
Listen, I have nothing wrong with girls spending money. I love spending money.
I love to spend money.
And I love when girls spend money. It's so fun. But it's just like, I don't want to come off like I'm judging the way that the girls are spending money, but it's just like, girl, do you not know that there's other stuff?
Yeah. And
do you not ever want to just look like yourself? And like, fine, people could come here and tell me I look crazy right now, What's your inspo for I was thinking Dolly Parton. I was feeling kind of Beyonce, very Dolly Parton. I wanted big shoulders.
I like the shocks too. Are these new?
Yeah.
Cute.
Comfy. But then I was like, I'm going to wear sneakers. You know what I mean? Like,
I really want those mules, the shocks.
I love
mules.
those. The black ones with the yellow and the orange.
Yes.
Very,
I'm dying
very cute.
for those.
Very, very cute.
They're expensive.
They are. These I got on sale, but we'll talk about it.
Those.
Everything I'm wearing is on sale, mind you. But I'm just saying, that's the thing that I don't spend money because I shouldn't have bought this damn dress.
You can buy a dress.
But I was like, whatever, I need something. I was literally in the hospital, like on my phone, like, I need something to feel.
Make yourself feel better.
I was like, I literally just had my gallbladder taken out. And every 10 seconds, a nurse is coming in and pricking me. I was like, I need to buy something.
Well, it is scary. And I felt this with Gio, my dog. I adopted a traumatized Chihuahua in October. And he's the light of my life.
Traumatized
I know.
anymore.
He's doing really great. He's still, it's a little dicey when he meets new people. He doesn't love people outside of his immediate community, but he's getting better. And randomly he will. He will just randomly like hop up and like go on someone's lap. And I'm like, okay, great. But he's getting much better. But it does feel to me sometimes if I'm spending money really frivolously, I think about him because I'm like, well, that's a training session.
Mm-hmm.
That's a, potential doctor's appointment.
Mm-hmm.
It has really kind of switched things around for me.
It has for me as well. But then also I'm like, I know what I need to survive. I already feel like I'm on the brink of like,
you're in a different position. You need to like keep yourself mentally.
Yeah.
Well.
And I'm like, I need
I'm like, I
something.
just want shoes and stuff. Yeah.
I said, Hamide was like, I don't need anything for summer. I don't need any summer clothes. I just need to buy things for my boy. And I was like,
that's so sweet. That's so sweet. Oh my God.
I was like, that's not how I feel.
It's not how I feel. I need lots of things for summer. I mean, from what I've seen, you've been behaving shopping-wise.
I have been behaving shopping-wise because also it doesn't make... I have shopped. I won't lie to you. Sure. I have. But it's also like, where the fuck am I going?
Yeah.
And I'm about to be in my 3rd trimester. Like, that's crazy.
That's so crazy.
I can't handle it. Like but I also feel like I better go do something. I better go out because if I don't go out now, I'm never going to be able to go out again. But that's not true.
Yeah, you will.
That's not true.
Yeah, you will.
I kind of feel like it's the end of my life. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'll never be able to do comedy again. I'll never be able to party. I'll never be able to drink and have fun. I'll always be thinking about this baby.
Right.
And like he'll always just be in my mind. But I've seen people do it.
Totally.
And they live their lives. Look at young me. She's a mom. She's a very cool mom.
Maya,
very cool mom. Amina, cool mom.
Amina.
It's just hard. I don't associate mom with cool, but they are cool moms.
Yeah. Julia Fox,
very cool mom. Yes.
And I think she does a really good job of like, embracing it and separating it. You know what I mean? Like, it's always like a part of her. She's always talking about
she
it, whatever.
does
But
talk
she's
about-
like, yeah, I'm going to wear literally whatever I want, most insane stuff.
Mhm,
Like, there
mhm.
are no rules that like moms have to do this, moms have to act like this.
Like right before
There
I
are no
got
rules.
pregnant, I was planning to dye my eyebrows blonde again.
You can do that with a child.
And then, after I got pregnant, I was like, first of all, you can't while you're
you
actually
can't.
pregnant.
Right.
But when you're done being pregnant, I'm like, well, am I going to be his mom and have blonde
Bleached
eyebrows?
Moms can have bleached brows.
They can.
Yeah.
But it's hard to accept that. It's hard to accept that, like, even
Right.
getting dressed to be pregnant, I'm like, what do I wear? Like, what's inappropriate? My mom's like very anti-tank belly.
Belly out.
Yeah, she's very anti, what's it called? Crop top. And I'm like, girl, you better leave me alone. You better leave me alone.
That's
And
probably generational.
then you bring up Rihanna and she's like, well, you're not Rihanna. So I don't know what you're doing. You think you're wearing crop top, pregnant, have you belly out?
Well,
I'm like, thank you. I know that I'm not Rihanna, but I can try.
yeah. And also, like, it's such a cute look. And like, you only have this amount of time to do it. You know?
I have this amount of time to do it.
Unless
been
you
doing
get pregnant again.
I will not. I would like, I
You
would
never
like
know.
one
You better be careful.
good, healthy baby.
'Cause you're fertile.
Bitches get pregnant right after.
I know.
But again, like, I never thought I would say this, but I can't even imagine to have sex right now.
Wow.
I can't even imagine to have sex. I can't. And I am a sexual person. And I
Yeah.
look at Hamine and I find him attractive, but I don't want him to
Well,
put his
who was
peen
it? Someone
inside
was
of me.
talking on this podcast where it's like your body like does things where it's like before you get pregnant, it's like then really wants the man. And then when you are pregnant, they want like the nurturer, the whatever. Like you don't necessarily like your body doesn't feel a physical need for the man anymore because you're already
no,
knocked
but I
up.
feel a need for him like to give me hugs
Well,
and
yeah,
kisses and like hold me.
But you
and,
want
like,
more nurturing and
I want him
care
to nurture me and care for me.
versus like because you're trying to get pregnant. Your body's like, I already got the baby. Now take care of me or whatever.
Maybe, but I want to like make out, which is very like high school. I want to like sit and lay and kiss, but I don't think I want to do more than that.
Great.
Yeah. But like, we haven't been really doing any of that. We just like kiss a little bit sometimes, but we don't do anything like, you know what I mean? Like,
do you think he's horny?
I don't know if he's stressed.
He's stressed out.
Oh, he's so stressed out. He's like constantly thinking about like what he's
Poor
very
Hamide.
Poor Hamide.
When that schedule was so nuts. He was like doing an Uber shift, going to the bakery, coming home, sleeping for 2 hours, back on the Uber. I was like, this man needs rest. Big time.
He is stressed. He's like, you know, everything we're getting ready for the baby. I'm just like,
I'm gonna get him a spa gift certificate.
Oh, I know. I should get him something. I try to be nice to him, but then also he gets on my nerves, and then I'm like,
yeah, of course. I know.
Once I give birth, I'm gonna be really, really nice to him.
Well, that's on the record now.
I don't know what else to say.
Maybe.
Like, I'm trying my best, but like, it's really hard. And he's a good person and a good husband.
I
but
think
there's
that's
just
so normal.
Just the energy of like, and I just feel jealous. It's like, yeah, you're tired and you're working hard and you're using your brain a lot to like get things for us and make sure that our house is ready for this baby. But also it's like, you don't have to go through what I'm going through. You get to just like walk around easy, sleep easy, eat easy.
Physically, you are not experiencing any of it. The fact that you were like this chill with all the hormones is very impressive.
Thank you. Because that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying that from what I've seen, girls are way more dramatic, way more demanding.
You haven't been that crazy.
I have been so chill. All I do is maybe cry sometimes and maybe yell sometimes. But for the most part, I feel like I've been so chill. I haven't been crazy about like, give me this, give me that. I want this, I want that. No.
Yeah. I think you've been super reasonable.
Thank you so much.
He's
like, I say that to him all the time, and he's like, "No, babe, you're so crazy." I'm like,
because he's got to keep you in check. He can't give you too much encouragement.
Also, I think culturally, we have to remember, like, when I was talking to his cousin, I went and got my hair done by his cousin. She's like, "Girl, you don't need all this stuff. What is all this nonsense? My belly band, my pregnancy pillow." I'm like, "This is the pregnancy pillow. This is what I need." And then I do this, and then I'm like, I was like, "Did you use a bottle washer?" She's like, "A bottle washer? Get in there, wash your bottles
A sink?
with your hands." And I'm like, no, this one is called the Mom Cozy Bottle Washer. And I'm like telling her about my baby registry. They don't do baby showers. They don't do baby registries. They don't do any of that stuff. She's like, girl, literally you need Pampers, wipes, and bottles. Make your milk.
But the stuff
feed
sounds
your baby.
so fun.
It's
Wait,
not.
Are you going to breastfeed or are you going to try to breastfeed?
I'm going to try to breastfeed and pump so that at nighttime, somebody else can feed the baby and I can sleep.
Totally.
By somebody else, I mean his grandparents or his father.
Or me, who knows?
Absolutely.
That'd be fun.
You say that, but I know. All of my friends think this is going to be so fun. And I'm like, yeah,
well, it's going to be fun for me to tap in.
Yeah, tap in and tap out.
I can't wait.
I'm
going to teach him everything. I'm going to teach him Kabbalah. It's going to be my little me as Madonna. It's going to be so fun.
Oh my God, my poor child.
I love my little nephew.
Oh my God.
I can't wait. It's going to be so fun.
Oh God.
We'll take him out. We'll have cocktails. He'll be
we
bored.
will. Yeah, we will.
It's going to be like Parker.
Except Parker's
We have fun with Parker.
big. And this is going to be a teeny tiny baby.
I like babies better than kids. Hands down.
Oh, hands down. Parker talks too much.
I love the time before they can talk.
Oh my God.
That's what I always think about when having kids. I'm like, ugh, and then they become a 7-year-old. And I don't love that. But like little babies, love it. Love it.
Yeah. I
After
also think that
it gets
we
tough.
live in a society that puts all of the mothering and the raising on the mother and the woman in heterosexual relationships. And I refuse. I'm telling you, Hamine, you better strap that little boy to your back.
Yeah, of course.
And you better run around with him.
Yeah.
Because you take him with you. That's going to be my motto. Where you going? Take him with you. Because I'm not.
Put him on your back.
I got a life to live.
Yeah.
I got a life to live, and I don't want always to just have like a baby with me. I want not that I'm not going to take care of him, but I'm just saying I feel like I was with my mom so much growing up. I just was with my mom. I was with my dad too when I got a little older. But I want Hamide, like, you go to the store,
I feel bad.
strap up, brother.
I feel bad sometimes for dads. Like, I don't feel like I saw my dad that much because he was at work all the time.
Absolutely.
And then you have dinner and then whatever. And then like a weekend is like, whatever. It's sad.
It's sad. And that's why I'm going to fix that.
Yeah.
I'm going to change that.
Yeah.
You are going to work and then you are going to babysit. Not babysit. And that's the thing. You're not babysitting.
I mean, yeah.
You're taking care of your baby. Take your baby and hold him.
Babysit your baby.
Babysit your baby. I love that. I think Maya's really good at that. I feel like I see Maya and she's like, the baby's with Klebs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
I think that there is now, like, I don't know, at least what I see on TikTok and everything, like involved dads and dads who like really like take in the experience and like want like the experience of fatherhood in a way that like previous generations haven't.
Yeah.
And that's really good.
Yeah.
They better, bitch.
Please.
Come on.
He does not have a choice. He needs to take his child.
Yeah, he's going to do it. He'll be great.
I know.
Well, any closing thoughts about being knocked up?
I mean, just like, pray for me, please.
Yeah.
Keep me in your thoughts and your prayers and give me any advice that you have. But also just like, this is a whole new chapter. This journey we're on together. And I don't know. I don't want it to change my life, but it might.
It's going to be great. No, but it's not going to change you. You're going to be you. Even when you're a mom. Yes.
Okay.
You're going to be you.
Whatever 100%. You say, Melissa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to be me. For sure. Yeah. Okay.